Hello and a warm welcome. You've joined us on Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. I'm Ashesha Adwari, with me is Ankita Saxena, and turning out to be another good day for the Indian markets. And Ankita, RBI Governor front-loaded some rate cuts, because of which we are seeing that kind of surge here.
Absolutely, Ashesha. From when the word came out on the big bonanza that RBI Governor gave us in the form of a 50 basis rate cut and an additional CRR cut also of 100 basis points, the market saw no stopping, but a little bit of cut coming in Nifty 50, because we managed to scale this 25,000 levels. We have cooled off from there, and in fact we are sitting at 24,978. So we have not been able to manage to hold on to this 25,000 levels. We have corrected from there on, but nonetheless we are sustaining good moves. We are trading with gains of almost 1%, and Nifty Bank ditto following suit, trading with gains of 1.3% in trade today. In fact, a sharp spike up came in on Nifty Bank also on the back of that news. Banking names, the NBFCs, or whether it is the real estate sector, all of these are rate sensitive sectors that saw a sharp spike up post the news. Real estate sector is also buzzing in trade as a top sectoral gainer with gains of 4.5%. Financial services are up 1.6%. Banks are also doing very well. In fact, auto is also in the fast lane today. It is trading with gains of 1.3%. But on the losing side, we're seeing very marginal cuts coming in on Nifty FMCG. That's trading in the red, very, very marginally though, with cuts of 0.06%, and Nifty Media, that's the top loser for today. But barring that, all the sectors are trading in the green. So market construct looks largely positive, Ashesha.
Market construct largely positive, but let's get started then. This is a show where we highlight all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today, either on the basis of news flow or on the basis of technicals. And on the technicals today, we have Rajesh Bhosale, technical analyst at Angel One, now joining us, and from the research desk we have Rabinder and Kanishka now joining us. Thank you for taking your time out and joining us. But first up, let's talk about Bajaj Finserv, where the stock is in focus on the back of a block deal that took place today morning. In fact, about 28.5 million shares changed hands via block deals that took place today morning, and that is the reason the stock is up nearly 2.5%. Of course, it is also on the back of the momentum that we are seeing in the market, but the stock is holding up well above that 1980 odd mark. In fact, we had reported yesterday that Bajaj Finserv founder is looking to offload about 28.5 million shares via block deals in the secondary sale. This constitutes about 1.58% equity that changed hands today morning. In fact, the deal size could have been around 5,000 crores. We will have more details later in the evening. But for now, on the back of that block deal that took place today morning, the stock is gaining in trade.
All right, on the back of block deal, Bajaj Finserv is in focus today. Moving on to Rajesh. Rajesh, tell us, you picked out SBI for us. Now, a banking name on a day like this. Tell us on the charts, what do you see for SBI?
The entire banking space is in burst. Bank Nifty, if we see today, we have seen a bullish breakout after 1 month of consolidation. So we are having a positive bias. Already the private and mid-cap private banks have performed well, and State Bank is trading a bit on the flatter note. But recently the stock had given a symmetrical triangle breakout, and exactly retesting those breakout levels, the stock is showing signs of reversal. So a good level to enter at the current levels, possibly with support around 790. The stock is headed for around 830 to 840 in the near term. So positive on the State Bank.
All right, SBI positive stance, 830 to 840 on the charts. But moving on to the next counter, it's again a banking name, IndusInd Bank. Now, IndusInd Bank has been in in the news for a couple of for a while now, but RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra has come out and given a stance on RBI. He says that these episodes don't bother them. It's few and far between, and IndusInd Bank has been taking enough steps to improve the accounting practices. They're doing well on the whole, and RBI wouldn't fail in its duty if they had to step in. Law is likely to take its course on IndusInd's fraud, and MD and CEO resigning should be a good, a positive for the bank. And on the back of that, since then, IndusInd Bank has been moving up. It is now almost trading with gains of 3% in trade.
Well, yes, Ankita, so the governor also said that while they would not want to comment on individual banks, IndusInd Bank is doing well overall, and if they've taken enough steps to improve accounting practices there. Let's actually go across and listen into what RBI Governor had to say on this.
Banking system is very, very robust. And I also mentioned, that these events or episodes, I would call them, these will happen. They should not bother us too much, as long as, they are far and few between and limited. I think the bank has taken enough number of steps to put their, to improve their accounting and other practices, and on the whole, I think the bank is doing well.
All right, moving on then to the next counter that is in focus today, and that is Praj Industries. Rabindra, tell us why we picked up Praj for us.
Well, as Praj Industries is in focus by Praj Industries to collaborate with NphasiS SA for biorefinery project in Paraguay, and NphasiS SA, one of the Paraguay's foremost renewable energy company, has selected Praj Industries for its next major project. Praj, a global leader in the bioeconomy driven process solution, will support the development, assessment and phase implementation of fully integrated biorefinery project in Paraguay. The biorefinery aims to produce, in addition, ethanol company products such as distilleries, dry grains with solubles, corn oil, biogas, and sustainable aviation fuel. So back of this collaboration, stock is in focus, and the stock is trading above 3%.
Yes, the stock is holding on to gains in excess of 3% in trade today, but JSW Steel, it is above that 1,000 mark today. Rajesh, tell us, what do technicals suggest for this stock?
So if you see the Nifty metal index, so somewhere around 93, 93 odd levels, the metal index was facing resistance, and finally these levels have been taken out, and from this space JSW Steel is looking very attractive. The stock has taken support around 200 DMA, and today we are seeing strong traction where the candle is engulfing last 4 sessions. So positive bias on this counter, where prices have closing above all the key moving averages. So going ahead, we expect JSW Steel to move towards the levels of 1,050 to 2,080, where support can be seen around 970 to 980 levels.
All right, moving on from JSW Steel, on the charts, Kanishka, Power Grid is the name that you've picked out for us. Tell us what's the news flow here.
That's right. Power Grid has actually successfully commissioned the transmission network expansion Gujarat project, enhancing ATC from ISTS. Now, just yesterday, Prime Minister Modi dedicated this project, which is worth 186 crore rupees. It will enhance Gujarat's power transmission system in Banaskantha area and enable transmission of renewable energy power from Khavda RE Park to districts in Gujarat, including Palampur, Mehsana and other areas to meet the load demand. Now, following this announcement that came yesterday, there's not been much movement in the stock today, but still it continues to hold in the green.
Okay, so that's the news flow of why Power Grid is in focus today. But let's also talk about L&T Finance. Rajesh, tell us on the charts. So what do the charts suggest for this one? The stock is also gaining in trade today.
Yeah, so this one rate sensitive counter showing strength since last couple of weeks, and now we are seeing that the stock is breaking about its long-term resistance level. So somewhere around 185 to 180, we were seeing strong resistance, but now on the weekly as well as on the monthly chart, we are seeing a long breakout, as well as on the futures side, we are seeing strong long formation. So positive bet on the L&T Finance, where we expect the stock to surpass 200 levels. So somewhere around 180 to 185 is a support, and on the high side 200 to 205 is what we are expecting in the near term.
All right, with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're getting you some more buzzes and trades, so stay tuned. Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat. let's get you some details on what's been brewing on Groww. Now, we also have been watching out for details on the Groww EGM, as shareholders may seek approval for a Series F funding round ahead of before their IPO. Now, my colleague Anurag Joshi is joining in with the details of that. Anurag, take us through the details.
Groww has convened a shareholders' extraordinary general meeting today, and sources have told ET now that the meeting is for seeking shareholder approval for Series F funding round. Now, this proposal is for an equity placement of 2.8% equity holding with the new investors. Groww is an online stockbroking platform which provides the online stockbroking services to its clients. Now, GIC, Singapore and Iconic Capital are investing a total of 1,735 crore rupees. That's $202 million. And both investors will plan to infuse 867 crores each. GIC will invest through Vigo investment, while Iconic will invest through its vehicle ISP 7B blocker. Now, the newest investment round values Groww at about $7 billion. And this is ahead of the company's IPO plan. Just last month, the company's parent, Billion Brains Garage Ventures, had filed a draft red herring prospectus for approval with the SEBI and stock exchanges. The previous Series E funding round was in October 2021 for $251 million, and that was also led by Iconic.
So much for joining us with all those details. So all eyes will be on Groww EGM, but let's shift focus and let's talk about other buzzers which are buzzing in trade today. And let's put the spotlight on Ireda now. In an otherwise strong market, the stock is sitting with a cut of nearly 1% today. The company, remember, informed the exchanges that their QIP has opened. The floor price has been fixed at 173.83 rupees per share, which is lower than the current market price. The company also said that the QIP will be done at a discount of not more than 5% to the floor price. But remember, the stock has already tanked quite a bit. It is down nearly 22% on a year-to-date basis, underperforming the broader markets. The stock, of course, is in focus on the back of those fundraising plans of the company.
All right, so Ireda is in focus on the back of that. But moving on, then coming to you, Rabindra, you picked out DLF for us from the real estate pack. Tell us what is the news flow here. There's a brokerage note that has come out. Take us through the details of the note.
Well, as Kotak Security has come out with a note on DLF, and they have maintained their buy rating with target value of rupees 1,020. They say that the management highlighted that the company's focus goes beyond just the headline sales growth to maintaining the healthy margins, and consequently cash flow generation and the blended portfolio margin should tend around 40 to 50%, a combination of uber luxury project that earns in excess of 60%, while the new geographies earn a tad lower margin. They say that the residential business performance in FY25 surpassed expectation with a pre-sales of rupees 21,200 crore, and the DLF has a large pipeline of project launch aggregating to 73,900 crore that could comfortably sustain the sales momentum going forward, and with launches of 17,000 crore planned for FY26. But not just an DLF is focused in today's, but entire real estate stock is in focus on the back of RBI repo cut by 50 basis points, and DLF is trading more than 5.5%.
All right, on the back of that brokerage note, DLF is trading up with gains of 5.5%. But coming to the real estate sector in general, now the entire real estate basket is abuzz. Now, the policy on real estate sector is a reason, the RBI policy is a reason. It's a rate-sensitive sector, and RBI governor has slashed the repo rate by 50 basis points to 5.5%, while also cutting the CRR, cash reserve ratio, by 100 basis points to 3%. Now, this marks a cumulative 100 bips reduction in the repo rate since February 2025, making it the most aggressive easing phase in the recent years. Now, for the borrowers with the repo rate linked home loans, the relief may be quick and pretty significant. Now, these loans, which adjust directly based on the RBI's repo rate, will see EMIs fall almost immediately, bringing fresh relief to many urban and mid-income borrowers. The CRR cut is equally significant, freeing up more liquidity for the banks to lend. So this means the developers will also find it easier to access funding, especially for the ongoing and affordable housing projects, and many of which were delayed due to the financing constraints. So it's a win-win for both the consumer as well as the developers. And on the back of that, you can see the entire real estate basket buzzing away in trades. Godrej Properties is up 6.5%, Prestige up 6%, and DLF is trading with gains of almost more than 5.5%, and Oberoi Realty also up 5%. So entire real estate basket buzzing on the back of that.
Entire real estate basket buzzing on the back of that. But let's put the spotlight on one such counter, then Lodha or Macrotech Developers. Rajesh, how does this stock look on the chart, and could we see further upside next week?
Yeah, as you highlighted, the entire realty space is in burst. And if we consider the chart of Lodha, we are seeing a breakout on the both daily and weekly chart. On the daily chart, we are seeing a continuation flag pattern breakout, whereas on the weekly chart, we can see a double bottom, or you can say W pattern on the weekly chart, where prices have broken above the previous hurdle of 1500. So bias seems to be very strong, and in the near term, the stock can head towards the levels of 1580 to 1600. So bias is positive. Any sub dip towards 1480 to 1470 is likely to act as a very strong support for this counter.
Moving on from Macrotech Developers to Kanishka, you have picked out MphasiS for us. Tell us what's the news flow for MphasiS.
Right. MphasiS has launched a center of excellence for financial services in Argentina. The company has onboarded 50 tech experts and plans to scale up to 200 by the end of this year, and this number would potentially grow annually thereafter. Now, MphasiS says this project is a long-term investment to serve both local clients as well as global Fortune 100 clients. Now, this expansion leverages the region's strong expertise in banking and financial services, technological capabilities, as well as a supportive ecosystem for accelerated growth. Now, following this development, if you look at the stock right now, it's up about 0.5% in trade today.
Okay, so MphasiS up about 0.5%, but Varun Beverages, let's also put the spotlight on this one. Rajesh, tell us, what do charts indicate for Varun Beverages?
So currently the stock is placed on a very strong support. In March month, we saw stock rallying from the levels of 460 to 560. So 100 points jump from the support of 460. Today the prices are forming a bullish reversal pattern on the same support, and on the indicators for oscillators, we are seeing positive divergence. So with a support around 460, we expect a rebound in this counter. Possibly the stock can head towards the 510, 520 levels in the near term, and once that level is breached, possibly 560 could be expected. So on a very strong support and positive divergence, we are positive on this counter.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Varun Beverages. The stock is sitting with a cut of nearly 2.5% today in an otherwise strong market. But we need to slip into a break on that note. We'll discuss many more buzzers on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere.
पैसा लगाना है